Hey everyone. So today we're going to talk about two cameras that are, well, they're modern legends in the photo world. The Leica M240 and the Fujifilm X-Pro2. Both of these are famous for giving you images that have this really distinct film-like feel, but the way they get there, oh man, that's where the story really begins.
So that's the big question for this explainer, right? How in the world can two cameras, both aimed at really serious photographers, get to such a similar goal, but through philosophies that are like polar opposites? To get our heads around it, we're going to need a simple way to think about it.
And here it is. The easiest way to picture this is to think of the Leica as a perfect blank artist's canvas. It's a beautiful neutral starting point. The Fuji, though, that's like getting a finished print back from a master photo lab. The look is already perfected for you, right in that moment you take the shot.
Okay, so first up, let's dive into the Leica philosophy. This whole world is really built on three big ideas: purity, total control, and this core belief that the real magic, the art, happens after you've already clicked the shutter.
So you look at the specs, and they look pretty solid, right? A gorgeous 24-megapixel full-frame sensor, which is absolutely key for that classic depth and look. But the most important thing on this list is what isn't there. Look at that last line. Film simulations. None. Zero. And that's not a mistake, you guys. That's a statement.
And that gets us right to the heart of this whole canvas idea. The camera's job is brutally simple. Capture a perfect digital negative. Just a neutral, incredibly detailed raw file that gives you, the photographer, all the freedom in the world to shape that final image later on. The look isn't made in the camera. It's made by you in the edit. So when you're out on the street, what does this actually mean? Well, it means you're playing with that beautiful full-frame depth of field. It means the legendary Leica M mount lenses are doing the real work, stamping their unique character and that famous micro-contrast on the image. But here's the kicker. It's a slower, more thoughtful process. You're not getting a look right away. You're just capturing pure potential.
Okay, so that's the Leica way. Now, let's just do a complete 180 and jump into a totally different world, the Fujifilm X-Pro2. This camera, it's all about a philosophy of experience, speed, and creating the art inside the camera itself.
And wow, the specs here tell a completely different story. We've got a fantastic 24-megapixel APS-C sensor, a much more flexible ISO range, and then there's the star of the show. Over 15 built-in film simulations. This is where Fuji's whole reason for being just comes to life.
And this, my friends, is the finished print philosophy. Fuji basically takes its decades of experience making actual film and pours all of that knowledge into creating these curated, artistic looks that you get straight out of the camera. The whole point is to get you away from the computer and deliver an image with a specific vibe the second you take.
And let's be clear, these are not just some simple filters, okay? They are incredibly complex color recipes. Let's just look at a few that are perfect for street photography. You've got classic chrome, which gives you that timeless, moody, documentary vibe. Provia is your perfect, balanced all-arounder. And then you have Acros. It's just a special black and white simulation with these gorgeous tones and grain.
And hey, that's not just my opinion. The love for Fuji's film simulations, especially Acros, is pretty much universal. Calling it a masterpiece isn't an exaggeration. It is widely considered the best SOC, or straight out of camera, black and white you can get from any camera. It feels genuinely analog.
So we have the theory down, right? The canvas versus the finished print. But how do these two completely different ways of thinking actually feel when you're out there in the real world trying to take pictures? Let's break it down.
Well, when you talk about workflow, the difference is it's night and day. With the Leica, you have to be deliberate. You shoot, and then you go to your digital darkroom, your computer, to create the look. The Fuji is all about speed. You can shoot a JPEG with an amazing film look, and it's ready to go, right now.
And the way they feel in your hands totally reflects that. The Leica gives you this pure, mechanical, optical rangefinder experience. It's all manual focus, it's super quiet, and it's just so immersive. The Fuji, on the other hand, gives you modern flexibility. A brilliant hybrid viewfinder that can be optical or electronic, really good autofocus, and even a silent shutter option so you can be totally discreet. So this is really the essential trade-off, isn't it? It all comes back to our big idea. With the Leica, what you're buying is ultimate control in your edit. With the Fuji, you're getting authentic, beautiful looks created for you, right inside the camera. It's the canvas versus the print. And you know, this brings us to the most important question of all. This whole thing isn't really about which camera is technically better. It's about figuring out which creative process is your process. Which one speaks to you?
So, the Leica M240 might be for you if you see editing not as a chore, but as an essential, creative part of your art. If you chase the unique look of those legendary lenses, if you love the depth you get from a full-frame sensor, and if you just crave that physical, manual, rangefinder experience.
But you might be a Fuji person if what you really want is that incredible finished look straight from the camera. If speed is everything and you want to spend less time on the computer, if a lighter camera with autofocus sounds amazing, and if the specific looks of something like classic chrome or acros just gets you excited.
You know, if there's one thought I can leave you with, it's this. Shooting with a Leica is like shooting a roll of raw film stock and then having the total creative freedom to go into your own darkroom and develop it exactly how you want. Shooting with the Fuji is like shooting that same roll, but handing it off to a world-class professional lab that gets it perfect for you every single time. The only real question is, who do you want to be in that story? The choice is totally yours.